He didn't cry for help. He asked for a weight bench. Bullied at 12, broke at 22, and by 25, he was chain-rocking, rhyme-dropping, and body-slamming giants on primetime TV. There were no handouts, no shortcuts, just an iron will, raw hustle, and a heart that refused to back down. From luxury rides to million-dollar cribs, from WWE arenas to Hollywood blockbusters, he's lived the dream. Pulling up in a jet-black Mustang, engine growling, rims shining, the kind of ride that demands attention. But behind that iconic stare, the fire still burns, the same relentless drive that started it all. So, before we dive into the rise, the roar, and the ruthless legacy of John Cena, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell. Because this isn't just wrestling. This is the legend of John Cena and the empire that hustle built. John Felix Anthony Cena was born on April 23, 1977, in the quiet town of West Newbury, Massachusetts, the second of 5 boys in a rowdy, testosterone-fueled household. His father, John Joseph Cena, was a charismatic ring announcer for chaotic wrestling. His mother, Carol Lupien, came from athletic royalty, the daughter of former Major League Baseball player Tony Lupien. On paper, the family had the makings of greatness. But for young John, nothing was handed down. He had to fight for every inch. As a scrawny kid in a rough school, Cena became a target. Taunted, bullied, and often left bruised, he made a decision that would define the rest of his life. He didn't ask to switch schools. He didn't beg for protection. At just 12 years old, he asked for a weight bench. Not to look good, to defend himself. What began as self-preservation quickly became transformation. Muscle by muscle, lift by lift, John was building more than a body. He was building resolve. In college, he bulldozed his way onto the football field, eventually earning NCAA Division III All-American honors and a degree in exercise physiology. But there was no NFL contract waiting for him. No trust fund, just a dream and a one-way ticket to California. He chased the life of a bodybuilder, lived paycheck to paycheck, and drove limousines to make ends meet. But wrestling, that's where his story really begins. In 2002, with the brash charisma of a freestyle rapper and the swagger of an underdog with something to prove, Cena burst onto the WWE scene. His chain-wearing, rhyme-spitting persona polarized fans, but that was just the beginning. Over time, he evolved into the modern-day Superman of wrestling, a relentless workhorse, a locker room leader, and the face of WWE's golden era. But he didn't stop at the ring ropes. From heart-pounding action films to viral comedic roles, from platinum rap records to historic charity milestones, he became more than an athlete. He became a symbol, a hero to millions. He's a 16-time world champion, a 2-time Royal Rumble winner, a 6-time WrestleMania headliner, and by 2025, his estimated net worth has skyrocketed to $80 million, making him not just one of wrestling's greatest, but one of its most successful exports. But how'd he do it? In 1999, he packed his life into a car and drove west. No spotlight, no script, just a will to matter. He took odd jobs, including driving limousines, and trained at Rick Bassman's Ultimate Pro Wrestling. There, he debuted as the Prototype, a bizarre half-man, half-machine character that barely registered with audiences. The lights were dim, the crowds were sparse, and the applause often absent. But he wasn't chasing applause. He was chasing evolution. By 2001, WWE saw a flicker of potential and signed him to a developmental deal. He landed in Ohio Valley Wrestling, joining a then-unknown group of future legends: Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, and Dave Bautista. Together, they were the OVW4. Cena didn't outshine them. He outlasted them. Because he wasn't trying to be the best wrestler in the room, he was trying to outwork the business. His WWE television debut came on June 27, 2002. He lost the match, but won the moment. The company took notice. The fans leaned in, and a story began. Months later, it was Halloween. Cena showed up backstage dressed as Vanilla Ice and dropped a freestyle rap that turned heads. It was bold, funny, raw, and very real. WWE handed him a mic, and the Doctor of Thugonomics was born. With chain-swinging swagger and sharp lyrical jabs, he became wrestling's most unlikely wordsmith. Fans laughed, then they listened, then they followed. At WrestleMania XX, he won the United States Championship. A year later, he captured the WWE title. Just like that, he was no longer a prospect, he was the franchise. But with popularity came polarity. The cheers grew, so did the boos. By 2006, he was the most divisive figure in wrestling. He was heckled at ECW One Night Stand, where fans hurled insults, and his t-shirt right back at him. He lost the title that night, but not his resolve. He didn't turn heel. He didn't run. He stood tall and embraced the hate. Because for Cena, loyalty wasn't a slogan, it was a mission. Through every torn muscle and jeering crowd, he never broke character, never broke faith. When doctors gave him months to recover from a torn pectoral, he shocked the world by returning at the 2008 Royal Rumble just 4 months later and winning it all. To many, he became a superhero. To some, a corporate face. But behind it all, John Cena was simply relentless. Over the next decade, he held 16 world championships, carried the WWE through stormy transitions, and elevated the next generation with the US Open Challenge. He wasn't just holding the door open, he was kicking it wide for those behind him. And then, Hollywood called. He made the jump with surprising range, blending muscle with charm, action with comedy. From Trainwreck and Bumblebee to F9 and Peacemaker, he redefined what a wrestler-turned-actor could be. He didn't just break the stereotype, he shattered it. Like The Rock before him, Cena proved he wasn't confined to the ring. He was built for the world stage. But wrestling never left him. In 2024, just months before his retirement at WrestleMania 41, Cena shocked the world by turning heel for the first time in 20 years. He teamed with The Rock, defeated Cody Rhodes, and won a record-breaking 17th world title, surpassing Ric Flair and cementing his legacy with a twist no one saw coming. From robot to rapper, from golden boy to villain, Cena lived every role wrestling had to offer, but never abandoned the one thing that mattered most: heart. Because beyond the boos and belts, Cena quietly became the most requested Make-A-Wish granteur in history. Not just in wrestling, in the world. Over 650 wishes granted. Not with fame, but with time. With presence. With love. So maybe the legend of John Cena isn't about championships, raps, or movies. Maybe it's about showing up for fans, for kids, for something bigger than yourself. Maybe, just maybe, it was never really about wrestling at all. Far from the roaring crowds of WrestleMania and the red carpets of Hollywood, Cena found solace in Land O'Lakes, Florida, a name almost too poetic for a man who spent decades trying to find stillness in motion. While the world watched him lift titles and steal scenes, he made a decision few public figures dare to make. He chose not to have children, not out of selfishness, but from an honest reckoning with the kind of father he feared he'd become, a ghost in the hallway, a name on the screen, always gone when it mattered most. Love, too, has been a battlefield for Cena. In 2009, he married his high school sweetheart, Elizabeth Huberdeau, but fame has a way of complicating even the purest of beginnings. The marriage ended in 2012, and before the dust had settled, he found love again with fellow WWE star Nikki Bella. Their relationship was a headline dream. Ring proposals at WrestleMania, reality shows, and a wedding date set for May 2018. But beneath the spotlight was a truth neither could ignore. The wedding was called off. The relationship, over. He had always said his first commitment was to his purpose, and Nikki, brave enough to chase her own, stepped away. Then came a chance encounter on the set of Playing with Fire. She wasn't a wrestler, an actress, or a public figure. Shea Shariatsady was an engineer, grounded and graceful. They met in Vancouver in 2019, and something clicked. A year later, in a quiet, private ceremony in Tampa, they were married. No fanfare, no flashbulbs, just peace. But Cena's mind rarely rests. While preparing for his future, he learned to speak Mandarin, yes, fluently, because he believed WWE could expand to China if he could connect with their culture. What is a life built on sweat, sacrifice, and spotlight actually look like when the curtain falls. For John Cena, it's a world where power meets peace, where high-octane engines roar beneath quiet skies, and luxury isn't just a reward, but a reflection of the man who earned it. Step inside his primary residence in Tampa, Florida, and you'll see more than just a $3.4 million mansion. You'll see the DNA of a man who built everything from the ground up. The 10,000 square foot space is a fortress of strength and serenity, complete with a private gym, a sparkling pool, a cigar room lined with polished mahogany, and a guest house fit for royalty. But Tampa is just one corner of Cena's world. On the West Coast, he retreats to a sleek $4 million beach house in San Diego, where waves crash against the glass and luxury lives in every carefully designed detail. And back in his hometown of West Newbury, Massachusetts, he keeps a rustic estate that feels like a memory carved into wood and stone, a bridge between the boy he was and the man he became. And then there are the machines. To him, cars are more than vehicles. They're extensions of identity. Parked inside his garage are beasts of speed and design. A 2006 Dodge Viper, a 1969 Dodge Daytona, a custom 2007 Ford Mustang, and the crown jewel, a 2017 Ford GT, sleek and deadly like something out of a spy film. It's not just transportation, it's motion with meaning. He even flies in style, often seen stepping off private jets that reflect the level he's playing on: global, elite, unstoppable. But beneath the chrome and glass, there's a heart. Cena holds the record for the most wishes granted through the Make-A-Wish Foundation, over 650. To the children he visits, he's not a celebrity. He's hope in human form. Before you go, don't miss out on exclusive perks. Click the link in the description to become a channel member and enjoy awesome benefits, like suggesting future video topics, getting early access to new content 48 hours before anyone else, and much more. Your support means the world and helps us keep bringing you the stories you love. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more amazing content. And while you're here, why not check out our deep dive into Teofimo Lopez's video? Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.